More than 400 people have been arrested in the wake of disorder around the country, with the number expected to continue to rise in the coming days.
Yes, police are now aware of 6 potential events today, and officers are anticipating a busy day tomorrow as well, as they monitor reports of at least 30 possible gatherings. And in the last few minutes, we've heard there has been an emergency cabinet meeting.
Well, let's cross now to political editor Christopher Hope at GBNews in Westminster. Chris, just bring us up to date with this emergency cabinet meeting that's been happening today.
Yes, hello both. Well, yesterday lunchtime, we were told the government's plans for the week. It did not include a cabinet meeting today. That's because in parliamentary recess, the cabinet doesn't normally meet. But overnight or this morning, we don't know when, Sir Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, felt he had to call a cabinet in response to the unrest across the country. At first we heard about it at GBNews, and in fact, all of the political lobby who cover politics in this country, is when we got a statement saying the cabinet had met. So in a sense, it met in secret, although, of course, they knew about it, and certainly an emergency cabinet meeting to address the shocking outbreak of violence, the government says, across the country. The PM said this: when he went to Southport, he said, "I spoke to police who described what it was like to attend the mass stabbing of little girls and then be back on duty the next day in riot gear, having bricks thrown at them. This is something no one would ever wanted to see, and we need to be calling it out for what it is. It's not protest, it's violent disorder, and needs to be treated as such, as criminal activity." That's Sir Keir Starmer. He finished 99.9% of people across the country want their streets to be safe and to feel safe in their communities, and we will take all necessary steps or action to bring this disorder to an end. There were updates to this meeting, held hybrid and in person, from the Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, from the Attorney General, the Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner, the Technology Secretary, about the issue of social media and its involvement. And also, they did talk also about the Middle East and rising tensions there. It comes amid concern, I think, and certainly amongst, we're seeing from GBNews viewers and listeners, about the way there was talk of a double standard, a two-tier policing. That is denied by the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer. But Robert Jenrick, who's a favourite to replace Rishi Sunak as the opposition, the Tory leader in November, he's issued quite an interesting statement on Twitter, on social media. Here's what he had to say.
The far right, who attacked a mosque, are a disgrace. The thugs attacking police officers are a disgrace. The arsonists, who set fire to a hotel with people inside, are a disgrace. The racists attacking black or Asian Britons are a disgrace. And the sectarian gangs, marching through towns and cities waving weapons, and in some cases attacking white Britons, are a disgrace. None of this is who we are. We must show no squeamishness or selectivity. All this violence must be called out. There's no room for moral confusion or weakness in this moment. From this point forward, anyone who carries a weapon on the street, attacks the police, or launches racist ambushes on people from other communities must be sent to prison for the longest possible term.
That was a Robert Jenrick there, and his team make very clear he's criticising other politicians, not the police, over these riots and the response. I should say, just while I'm on air, that Elon Musk, who owns Twitter, has made more critical comments in the past hour about the UK. He over a tweet about some arrests for people, remarks made on Facebook. Elon Musk says the following: "Arrested for making comments on Facebook. Is this Britain or the Soviet Union? This battle between the social media world and politics is by no means over."
Yes, and I've also just seen him use the hashtag two-tier Keir. He really is taking it to the UK government. We'll be following that. Thank you very much indeed, Christopher Hope, our political editor. We'll catch up with you in a little bit. It's quite interesting as well. James Cleverly, he's in the leadership contest for the Conservatives. He's saying, you know, it's all well and good talking about having a standing army of specialist police officers. But what exactly does that mean? If you're going to use the word standing army, you know, what extra powers are they going to have? Are they going to be on other duties? Or are they going to be taken off their usual duties? How does this actually work in practice?
And do they have the right intelligence to know where they need to be at the right time as well? Because clearly in Birmingham yesterday, they were not there when they were needed.
Well, quite.